This is listener-powered 90.3 FM, KEXP Seattle, streaming all over the globe at kexp.org and on our mobile apps. KEXP is a nonprofit radio station, and all of these amazing Live on KEXP sessions are made possible in part from support from people like you. If you love watching and listening to these sessions, you can go and make a donation at kexp.org. I am your host, Kennedy, and I am so excited to be here in the live room with Linda's. We'll chat about your new record, Growing Up, in just a minute, but we would love to hear some music first. Does that sound good?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's the Linda's live on KEXP Seattle.
Thanks for having us.
Growing up isn't something you can make happen when you want it to. But since we're all growing up together, I guess I'll grow up with you. We can take turns taking the reins, lean on each other when we need some extra, and we'll never cave or we'll never waver, and we'll always become braver and braver. We'll dance like nobody's there, we'll dance with that and he cares, we'll talk about problems we share, we'll talk about things that ain't fair, we'll sing about things we don't know, we'll sing to people and show what it means to be young and growing. Under the table, we'll whisper in each other's ears. We'll share our hopes and dreams and all our other greatest fears. When we get burned from jumping in the fire, we'll never tire, 'cause we'll always find ways to fly higher. We'll dance like nobody's there, we'll dance with that and he cares, we'll talk about problems we share, we'll talk about things that ain't fair, we'll sing about things we don't know, we'll sing to people and show what it means to be young and growing up. I make as many good memories as I can. When there are nights I can't sleep, it's okay in the end. I know what I do now makes me me. Wherever we go, we we'll dance like nobody's there, we'll dance at that and he cares, we'll talk about problems we share, we'll talk about things that ain't fair, we'll sing about things we don't know, we'll sing to people and show what it means to be young and growing up. We'll take the good with the bad, I love the times that we'll have, make every moment laugh, we'll have each other's backs, 'cause in the end we don't know where we will go, we don't know to go there. Still a little more growing up. This is a resolution, this is a revolution. This playing the long game, not on a battlefield, just trying to keep it real. I know all of us can feel so far away. If you cannot, scared to give thought, asking them we're not on the same wavelength. They hide, they feel slow, so they don't budge at all. They just watch and let others take the blame. You don't know how to face it, you're off the fence, you're faceless. You don't have any takes in, you're still This is a revolution. This is a revolution.
You're listening to the Linda Lindas live on KEXP Seattle. You're listening to the Linda Lindas on KEXP Seattle.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, when I see something, I wish I had shut up. Oh, when I try to help, I always screw things up. Oh, places after rain, they never last too long. on myself and put the best it up. When they say something, I always suck it up. When I try to help, it never is enough. What can I do? What can I do? What can I say? What can I say? What can I do? What can I do? Nothing changes, it's all the same. What can I do? What can I do? What can I say? What can I say? What can I do? What can I do? Nothing changes, it's all the same. Do I see anything at all? It seems that when I try, I always take the fall. When I don't speak up, there's nothing but regret. I can't stop thinking of what could have happened next. What can I do? What can I do? What can I say? What can I say? What can I do? What can I do? Nothing changes, it's all the same. What can I do? What can I do? What can I say? What can I say? What can I do? What can I do? Nothing changes, it's all the same.
Wow! The Linda Lindas live on KEXP. That was absolutely fantastic. Again, so happy to have you here in the studio with us, and I love all your dance moves. They're amazing.
Thank you.
I would love to talk about your latest record that came out last year, Growing Up. I know that you played a couple of songs off of that record in this last set. And it really feels like such a beautiful kind of patchwork quilt of all of your musical talents and
that.
songwriting. What was the process like of putting this record together?
I think that's like the best way to describe it is like a patchwork because we're 4 different people that listen to not even more than 4 different types of music, right? So it's like a collective of all of that coming together and like making this fun album. But yeah, some of the songs we wrote separately, some of them we wrote together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's like nobody's ever described it that way. I think that's a good way of describing
And I
it.
think also
Yeah.
because like a lot of it was written during like shelter in place.
Yeah.
So we couldn't really see each other. And we were all just writing like on our own for a lot of it.
Yeah. And you've played at so many notable venues and shows and festivals in the relatively short time that you've been a band together, which is incredibly impressive. How do you play off the energy of performing in front of these huge crowds?
I think that we are lucky in that we are a band, so we feed off each other too. So we have each other to back each other up when something doesn't go as planned, or even when something does, and we just want to have fun together, you know? So, yeah, I think that is helpful in everything. We're doing everything together, so that makes a big difference. And then when we're playing in front of crowds, it's like, even the small ones and the big ones, and it's like, honestly, the small ones are scarier to play in front of. We, like, as a band, we can agree on that. But the big ones are different because it just means that we get to play off their energy, and we get to maybe make some new fans, too. So that's kind of the fun thing about going to new places, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I can feel your connectiveness in this room when you're playing together. You're smiling, you're bouncing around, making eye contact with each other. It's so fun to watch. And y'all just bring this really fresh playfulness to punk rock, which makes, again, for just a super fun listening and viewing experience. When did you discover this was kind of the path you wanted to explore, and what draws you to punk music?
I think it's just that like how free it is, you know? Like, punk is really whatever you want it to be, as long as you're doing something that you feel is important to you and you're doing it with people you love, you know?
Yeah. Oh, great answer. And I also love how you take up space and are really able to assert yourselves in these spaces that have predominantly been dominated by men, and even not white men. It's so important to see young women and young people in general just like being loud and writing songs about the things you care about, which I feel like is a theme that is so present in your music. And I know that you are role models to many young people who are watching from the gallery today and from our viewing booth. Why is this representation important to you?
I think because, like how you said, I feel like you see a lot of the same people doing things, and like sometimes you don't see yourself in them. And I think it's cool to like, I mean, obviously we want to, it's not about us, right? And I think it's cool that like other kids feel the same way. They can be like, oh, the Linda Lindas are feeling that way. It's okay for me to feel that way, and it's okay to express what I'm feeling inside, and you know, push that out into the world and whatever. But I don't know. Do you have something to say to that?
I don't know. I think that it's like about how people that are young or people of color, people that are not men, are constantly being underestimated. And I think that it's really sad because there's so much that young people are capable of that like you don't need to wait until you're an adult to like believe in something. Like really it's about I mean, and to believe in something, it's important to have people that are supporting you and people that to look up to that either look like you or want to see people that look like you, like in the, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
It's really wonderful when we get to play with people that are. It's like I'm trying to talk it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Also, it's really weird to think of ourselves as role models, too.
No,
I bet. Yeah.
That's like the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate y'all being here, and this was a fantastic session. As soon as I saw that we booked this, I was like, yes! The Linda Lindas are coming to KEXP.
No, we were so excited to do this. This is awesome.
So great. And thanks again to our video team, our audio engineers, and everyone here at KEXP that makes these sessions possible. And that includes you, our big KEXP community that makes these live on KEXP sessions possible to our community and ensures that we can keep them free for folks all around the world. If you want to power the music and performances that you love, you can make a donation today at kexp.org and become an amplifier. And while you're at it, you can go to our YouTube channel and subscribe so that you'll be able to see this session when it comes out and see the Linda Lindas dance moves dancing around the studio. And watch more great sessions just like this. This has been the Linda Lindas live on KEXP Seattle. Thank you so much, y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.